Hey everyone, I'm Matt Mikolajczyk and here for another Feature Friday. And today I want to go over just a quick way to print from SiteMap. But before I do that, I did have a little bit of a slideshow to go through to just walk through how this all works with you today. All right, like I said, I'm going to be going over how to print in SiteMap. This is part two of the original version, and just kind of go in through some new features and just a quick way that you can get in the system and be able to do what you need to do and get out. So this is going to be a 15-minute session. Just going to go step by step, break down the tutorial, do a quick example, and then we'll open it up for Q&A. I do have a couple questions before we jump in, and you'll see that in the next slides. But if you do have any questions as we go through, there's a chat that you can type your question in. And then at the end of the session, before we close out, there will be an opportunity. If you did want to come on stage and ask your question in live, we can do that. Otherwise, we will just take chats here online in the chat. So first question that I have for you all is how does your team use SiteMap? Just if you could just put A through D in the chat here. Just kind of curious if you have one person that uses SiteMap and shares the information, if you all use it every day, and then you'd love to use it but don't understand how to use it quite yet, which is great. We can help you with that too. And then maybe just don't know what SiteMap is, you can also respond that way. Okay, great. We're getting some answers in the chat here. It looks like there's quite a few new users that haven't quite used SiteMap yet, and there's another person there that has used it, but share the information through one person through your company. Great. All right, and then second question I have: how do you share or save the project information from SiteMap? Obviously, a lot of you are newer, so you may not have done that yet, but for the few that responded that you do get in there, do you simply print features creating a PDF map from the SiteMap, or do you take screenshots? Do you export the data? Someone else in your team that handles that piece of it, or you haven't shared or printed yet from SiteMap? I'm kind of curious. All right. Well, thanks for that. Looks like quite a few of you have not printed from SiteMap yet. And there is one person that has actually printed. So this sounds like a good opportunity to share how you can do that. All right, so I'm going to actually switch my screen and go into SiteMap, and we'll walk through that process together. So here I am logged into SiteMap, and you should be able to see my screen. When you log in, you may only see a couple jobs. When I log in, I can see all the jobs that we've done across the country, which is well over a couple 100,000 jobs at this point. So I'm going to just go into a site that we refer to quite a bit, University of Toledo, and I'm just going to scroll into an area that I'd like to have printed. Want to take this out to a job site and show the crew. I don't want to bring my tablet with me, just want to have a print. So in order to do that, simply go over to the left pane where it says data transfer, where you can see import, export, and print capabilities. And we're just going to hit the print option there. So a couple different ways you can print. You can just simply use the print screen, and it'll print at the paper size you have listed of whatever you're looking at. It's really quick and easy. May not be to the scale that you want. The 74 scale is not a very great scale to use. So maybe you want to change that. You can also change your coordinate system. I prefer to keep it in state plane coordinate system, but you could choose UTM, or you could use WGS84 if you wanted to have those latitudes and longitudes listed. But I'm going to stick with state plane, and it'll default to the state that you're printing in and the area zone that you're at, which is pretty handy. Now, if I wanted to have a little bit more control over what I'm printing, I could go to the advanced option here. And as you see, it now allows me to turn on a grid, and the grid will show kind of a line of where the northing and easting falls on the map. And also I have more control over my scale with the slider bar. I'm actually going to go down to 50 scale. I think that would be a nice scale to print the area that I need. And once you have that set, you can click on the box and move the sheet around, whatever you'd like to have printed. I'm going to print this area right here. and I'm going to choose PDF format. I'm going to go ahead and choose my satellite imagery. You do have the option to choose Street View if you'd like, but I'm going to go ahead and use the Street Map or satellite view. And then the orientation, portrait or landscape, I actually prefer a landscape view. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit print. So when you hit print, it's going to start generating that PDF of whatever's inside the blue box. And like I said, it will have a scale bar on it. The scale bar will be set to the 50 scale that you have listed, and there will be some grid lines. So it is a little bit of a process. It takes a couple, maybe a minute to print, and maybe a little bit more when I'm sharing my screen. But when it's done, it'll just download, and there you are. So as you can see, those grid lines are shown with the northings and eastings. It does show NAD 83 at the top left for the coordinate system. It has our notes and a legend showing you, what the different colored lines are, what the different icons are. So you can, if you wanted to know what the red lines were, those are electrical lines, and what the little B in the box, that's an electrical box. So those are just kind of our standard icons that we use on our mapping. It does come with a scale bar, little information about the location, who printed it, and when. So there you go. You can take this and email it to someone if you want to get them a PDF, or you can print it off to your printer. But it's a pretty simple process. And that's it. I mean, that's a pretty simple thing. I am curious what kind of questions we may have in the chat, so I may go over there and just see what we have. Can I print only specific utilities like electrical or water without showing the entire map? Yes, you can. So in order to do that, all you want to do is go through and isolate those different layers. And maybe I switched my screen a little too soon. I can walk through that just briefly. So if I wanted to just show a specific layer, I'm going to go over my layers tab, go into my utility breakdown. I can hide everything, and maybe I just want to show electrical features. There you go. Just do that and hit print again, and it'll print that same area with just the electrical features shown. All right, there's my print with just the electrical features shown. So you can see it's really easy. If you wanted to have a page for all utilities, you could have just done what I did originally, and then you could go through and print out that same area, just isolating one utility at a time if you wanted to. For communication, fire, water, which there wasn't much shown in that one. Some gas lines, irrigation. So you, like I said, just go one by one down the list. You could print a map of each individual utility, as you wish. Can I save my print settings for future jobs? So it is not going to default back to scale necessarily or anything like that. It is going to actually default to an 8.5 by 11. It is going to default to state plane and satellite view, but you will have to go and manually adjust the scale if you want a larger plan size, or if you want something on, say, an 8.5 by 11 versus 11 by 17. You'll have to do that manually each time. Okay, well, if there are future questions, please reach out. We do have a dedicated support team for SiteMap, and we're able to jump on a call with you or email back and forth anytime. So really want to, we have that team dedicated to the client success of SiteMap. So if you do have any future questions about the use of SiteMap from printing or any other feature with export or isolating layers or looking at jobs, please reach out anytime. And thanks again for your time, and have a great weekend. Thanks, everyone.